Dylan was practicing his golf swing in his front yard when he swung a little too hard and sent the ball through his neighbor's window. Dylan ran over and rang the doorbell 3 times. After no one answered for a few minutes, he opened the door to see broken glass everywhere, a lamp lying on the ground, and a huge Arabian man wearing a turban sitting on the couch. Dylan asked, "Who are you?" The man replied, "I am a genie you have freed from that lamp." Dylan asked, "Oh man, do I get 3 wishes?" The genie replied, "Since you freed me by accident, you only get 2, and I get 1. Dylan thought about it and realized what he wanted. "I want to be the best golfer ever." The surprised genie asked, "You sure? Most people wish for money, but okay. Now your wife gets 1 wish." Dylan brought over his wife, who wished right away. "I want $1 million every week of my life." The genie said, "Granted. And now for my wish. I have been cramped up in that lamp for many years, so it's been a while since I've been with a woman. I want 1 day of wild, crazy sex with your wife, Dylan." Dylan said, "No way." The genie replied, "Not even for $1 million a week?" Dylan turned to his wife, who said, "I guess for all that I should." "Well, not until Dylan leaves." Dylan said, "Okay, have fun I guess," and left. Dylan's wife then proceeded to have wild sex for the rest of the day with the genie. When they were finished, the genie asked how old her husband was. She said, 45. The genie laughed and said, "Isn't he a little old to be believing in genies?" A Kentucky farm wife called the local phone company to report her telephone failed to ring when her friends called. In addition, on the few occasions when it did ring, her dog would always moan right before the phone rang. The telephone repairman proceeded to the scene, curious to see if this was a psychic dog or a senile old lady. He climbed the telephone pole, hooked in his test set, and dialed the subscriber's house. The phone didn't ring right away, but then the dog moaned, and soon after, the telephone began to ring. Climbing down from the pole, the telephone repairman found the following. 1. The dog was tied to the telephone system's ground wire with a steel chain and collar. 2. The wire connection to the ground rod was loose. 3. The dog was receiving 90 volts of signaling current when the number was called. 4. After a couple of jolts, the dog would start moaning and then urinate. Finally, the wet ground would then complete the circuit, thus causing the phone to ring. This demonstrates that some problems can be fixed by pissing and moaning.